All right, you guys are going to love me for this one. This is lesson 222 for geometry. Basically what we're doing is changing equations into y equals mx plus b form. So we're going to manipulate equations so that they look the way we are accustomed to them looking. So with this one, what we have is an equation that says x plus 3y equals 9. Problem here is that we can't figure out the slope or the y-intercept because it doesn't look like y equals mx plus b. So we need to manipulate a little bit. What I would do is I follow the same kind of two steps in the process. So first I will move the extra, which is typically the x, and then second I will divide if necessary. So first thing I would do here is I would move this extra x. So minus the x minus the x. What we end up with is chunga chunga, 3y equals 9 minus x. And then the second step is to divide if necessary. So I don't have y by itself. I'm going to divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. We need to make sure we divide all parts by 3. Everything's being 1/3. So we end up with y equals 3 minus x over 3. Feel free to add a 1 right here, you guys, to make that clear for yourself. So now it's mx plus b. Our m value is the coefficient of x. So it's this negative 1/3. And then the intercept is this 3 right here. It's the extra number. And the sign in front is what it is. So since there's nothing, that means it's positive. So we start at 3. And then our slope is negative 1/3. So we drop 1, run 3, drop 1, run 3, or go up 1, back 3, up 1, back 3. And there's our graph. Okay? So the next one. First thing I do is move the x. Just get y by itself. And then second, divide if needed. So drop a line. I guess what I would do, there's a more efficient way to do this, but if you want to follow the same steps, it might be easier for you to just do what I do. So what I do based on those steps over there is minus 2x on both sides. And we get chunga chunga, negative y, do not lose this negative, equals 4 minus 2x. And then we do have to divide because we have a coefficient here. We're going to divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1. Again, there's a different way you could do this. If you guys want, ask me and I'll explain it to you. But this will get you the right answer. These chunga chunga, you get y equals 4 divided by negative 1 is negative 4. Negative divided by negative is a positive 2x. So here's our equation. And this right here is our slope. And you guys can put it over 1 if you would like. And then our intercept is this number right here, negative 4. So we're going to go negative 4. I gotta make that a little nicer looking. And then we're going to rise 2, run 1. Rise 2, run 1, rise 2, run 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Or down 2, back 1, down 2, back 1. We end up with this equation, and that makes sense because our slope is positive and our intercept is negative. All right, next one. So first we move the x, and then divide. So I would move this minus 4x on both sides. And we would have negative 3y equals 6 minus 4x. And then we have to divide. So divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3. We end up with y equals negative 2 plus 4 over 3x. So our y-intercept ends up being, whoopsie, -2 And our slope is 4/3, positive 4/3. So our line should be going up. So we're going to rise 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 is our run. Rise 4, run 3. Or go down 4, back 3. And we end up with a line that is increasing. All right, you guys have an assignment again. Remember, the 2 steps that I typically would follow, just if you'd like to follow steps, is to move x and then divide if necessary. Then the last step is to graph it. First, you use your y-intercept, and then after that, you use your slope to find other points. Okay, and then just double check to make sure your slopes make sense.